G'day, how you going? Welcome to the video. Thanks for clicking on it. I know I probably made you, but thank you all the same. This video is going to run you through how to model a box in Fusion. So we're going to use this drawing to model it. If you got skill, if you feel comfortable with it, you can have a go at just using the drawing, but I want to show you how to actually use a technical drawing to model an object. So to start off with, we need to kind of look at where we're going to start, and I think for this object, I'm going to start from the bottom. So I'll create a new project. And I'm going to start with a sketch on this bottom plane. Okay, now I'm going to get my rectangle tool, 2-point rectangle, put a rectangle in, and I'm just going to click because I can't remember what the dimensions were. Alright, so our box is 200 by 114. Okay, so I'm going to dimension that up. Get my dimension tool, click on one side, 114. Oh, no, my keypad doesn't work. 114 by, I believe it was 200. Wonderful. Okay, now I'm going to press O, use the offset tool. I'm going to bring it on the inside and I'm going to set it to, in my case, it'll be -14. Click OK. Then I'll get my line tool and I'll come in and I'm going to draw in my rebate joint. So that's going to come 7 mil that way. Click. It's going to go 7 mil that way. So I'm just clicking and I'll zoom in so I can move that past that green tick. 7 mil that way. And I'm going to do that in every corner. So over 7, up 7, over 7. And that one was being mean, so let's make that 7. Okay. Over 7, up 7, and over 7 again. Okay. Over 7, up 7. Now this is actually a slow way of doing this, but I'm going to do it so you understand how it'll work. So now we've got the boundaries of our box. We're going to back and have a look at this. What we've done is we've drawn in this box before we put the curve into it. So we've got our rebates, our sides, and our ends marked out. We need to put in this curved section, and we also need to add in this the internal sides that hold the lid on. So we'll go back to model. We'll do the curve first. So curve geometry is 7 mil from the end and level with the end. So we're going to go create arc, 3-point arc. I'm going to click roughly there, click roughly there. I'm going to set it to this little symbol here. It's the circle with a line touching it. Basically just means that this line and this line intercept perfectly. It's called tangent. I'll get my dimension tool. I'll click that endpoint. I'll click that endpoint, and then I'll click there. 7. I'll do the same on this side. 7. And that's set up. Now I'll get my line tool, and I'll draw a small line just up here. I'll hit the tick, clear my tool with escape. I'll click the line. That'll hit this button here, construction. That'll make it dotted and it won't interfere with the rest of my sketch. I'll come up here to my mirror tool. I'm going to mirror this curve along this mirror line. So I've just changed my selection tool to the selecting the mirror line. I'll click that. That'll move it over there. Okay, perfect. Now I'll get my line tool and I'll join that up there. I'll join that up there. Just make sure it's square. There. There. Alright, now I'll get my dimension tool and I'm going to set all of them to 6 millimeters. Click, click, move, 6. Click, click, move, click, 6. Click, 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 6. Alright. Okay, so that's pretty much everything, most of the details of my box finished. So we've got that 6 there that we use. We've got the 14 for our sides. We did 114 and all of the sides are 14 mil thick, so that's fine. So now we can start extruding our walls, so turning our 2D sketch into a 3D shape. I'll finish the sketch, click the home button just so I've got a bit of an angle. And now I'm going to click this button here, the extrude button. Ooh, why am I in the plastic workspace? Gross. Cool. So I'll extrude my sides first. So it's going to be this one and this one. And because they're not touching, we're going to extrude them together. So we're going to take that up 50 millimeters, make sure it's set to a new body, and hit OK. Now a sketch disappears, but if we come over here to the browser and down to the sketches folder, we click the arrow next to the sketches folder, and then the eye next to the sketch 1 turns the sketch back on. Go back to my extrude tool. I'm going to click in here and here, so my 2 end pieces, and I don't have to put in a number. I can just click on the top of this existing body. Click that, that brings it up. make sure your operation is set to a new body, and then click OK. Wonderful. So we've got our sides of our box. We've got our, I don't know, end sides, what are you going to call them? All right, so now I can do my base. I can do my inserts. So I'm going to grab the cube, rotate around to the bottom, go to my extrude tool again, and this time I'm going to click on all of the sides, including all these inside ones. So the whole bottom will be kind of covered in, and I'm going to extrude that down. So it'll be a negative 3.6 for me. Just make sure it's going down. Again, make sure your operation is in your body. Hit OK. Rotate your cube back around, and now, let's just delete that. All right, so now we're going to make the lid. So to do that, we're going to press New Sketch, click on the top of this edge, and then we're going to press P. Press P, that brings up the project tool. We're going to click on all the tops of our sides, and then we'll hit OK. That will convert the edges of those solids into a part of the sketch that we can interact with. Before we couldn't. Click Finish. Before we do that, let's get a line tool up and find that triangle symbol there. That means it's the center of the line. I'll click from there all the way to the other side and then hit Finish Sketch. Click the Home button, and now we're going to extrude all of these sections up 10 millimeters, and then I'll make that a new body. Okay, that's half our lid. I'll come up to Create. I'll go to the Mirror tool. I'll click on the half the lid I just made. I'll select my mirror plane, and that's going to be the edge of the box. Make sure your operation is in your body, and then hit OK. All right, now I've got my lid, I've got my base done, I've got all my walls, but we need to do the inside of the box now. So you come up here to the offset plane. I'll actually open up your bodies folder in your browser and just turn off body 9 and 8. Just turn off the lid body so you can't see them. I'm going to click on offset plane, then click on the top of my box, top of the edge of the wall, and we're going to move it down 10. So for me that's negative 10, and then I'll hit OK. Now I'll create a, no I won't, I'll use this button here, split body. So I'm going to split the ends and the sides, and selecting this plane as the tool that will split it. So now if you have a look, there's more bodies here. There's these little ones that will just be what eventually will become the lid. You can turn off that plane in the construction folder, and then we can turn the lid back on, and we're going to make a new component now. So we're going to right click one of the lid parts and go create components from bodies. That'll put it down here. I'm then going to go and grab, so hold Control on the keyboard while you're clicking all of these bodies. These are all the lid bodies, and I'm going to drag them down to component 1 and let go. All right. Now I've got my lid, so I can rename this lid. And if I turn that off, my lid disappears. How wonderful. All right, let's go back to our first sketch. So let's turn that back on. Rotate my view a little bit. We're going to bring our walls here up, now 1 and 2 at a time, to a height of 48 millimeters. If we have a look on the box, we've got 8 minus 50, sorry. That cut, the box separation is 10 mil down, but we have to come 8 mil back up. So it's basically 50 minus 10 plus 8 is 48. So we're going to make our partitions, or the little side, the internal walls, 48. And we're going to do that 2 at a time because they're touching. And if we do it as all at one, there'll be a single piece of object. Click on the top of the side wall, change your operation to a new body, and then hit OK. All right, now we've pretty much finished. If we turn that sketch off, we've got, now something went for a join there. Okay, it wasn't you. But when that happens, so you can see that my rebates have disappeared. So that tells me, yeah, there we go. All right, so we've got all our individual components now. We've got the lid as a separate object. And what we can do with the lid now is right click it and go unground from parent. And now it moves around. Wow, but that's annoying. So we're going to fix it to a certain movement. Up here we've got this thing called joint. I'm going to click that. Now orbit around, zoom into the very corner. Come to this face and then hold Control on the keyboard. So hold Control and it will jump to all these little points. It won't kind of go on these other sides. It will only stay on this face. I'm going to come over to this corner and click. Zoom out, orbit round, And this is the opposing face, so again, I'll hold Control, I'll jump to the edge corner, and I'll click. Wonderful. All right, now before we click anything, we're going to go to Motion, and we're going to set this from rigid to a slider. It's going to move up and down the Z-axis, and we want a minimum joint limit. So we'll click that on and leave that at 0. Press OK, and now our box lid goes up and down, but it stops at that 0 point. Pretty cool. All right, so that's pretty much the box. If you want to do a, you can change the appearance of it. Go down to wood. We can make our box. Let's go pine. And if we drag it up here to this very first unsaved section, it'll do the whole object. Ooh, that's gross. Nice. So there's our finished box.